Arrow TV, you fucking animal, you. You've redeemed yourself after that bloody, boring, poor shambles of a non-comedy wedding party. You've redeemed yourself with another Exorcist ripoff. But, the key thing is this one is good. This one's generally a good movie. Surprisingly, because the other Exorcist ones you made weren't very good movies. This one is good, and the reason it's good is because it works as all horror movies should work. Where if you take horror element out of the movie, it would still be a good, not only still be a good movie, it would possibly be an even more tense movie, because the undercurrent for this movie is how terrible it is when you lose a child in two fronts. One with Andrea, who had mental health issues and lost a child, and two with Sherry, who adopted the child and treated it like it was her own, and then had the child taken from her. So you get the two avenues, and despite that Andrea is not only incredibly hot, but also crazy, despite that fact, you feel for her. You feel sorry for her. You feel sympathy for her. And you feel it for Sherry. You can understand both their perspectives. You can't understand the perspective of the arsehole she's with, who is just a complete arsehole, basically. Just a scumbag. But he's a really evil scumbag. So it works. It works thematically. The whole thing just works. And it's really, really, really weird. It's very strange. It's a very strange... Like, it's what you're paying for. It's a really strange movie. I showed that out, but I can't bother. It's a really strange movie because it doesn't really go too in depth on what the supernatural stuff that's going on actually is all about, because it just seems to be weird stuff that's weird, and they kind of go into parapsychology and premonitions and things like that, but they do it very low key. I think mainly the thing that works in this movie is like stuff happens and it keeps happening. And I know what you're thinking, Ian, that's what's true of all movies. Well, not really all the time. Sometimes movies, there's stuff that happens, but then period where nothing happens. This movie is pretty consistent with this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and this happens, but a bit between them. So it works its way up, and also has a really interesting, cool ending. Because you're expecting this sort of movie, they have like an exorcism, but they don't. There is no exorcism. It continues down parapsychology viewpoint and builds up to a climactic scene where a woman plays piano, and that's the big choreographed set piece of the third act. And it's great. It's actually really cool. It's a refreshing ending to a horror movie. And if you're going to make a movie clearly this was inspired by Exorcist in part. If you're going to make a movie like that, at least do something unique with it. And this movie does. It does some unique, weird shit where, like, could be Andrea possessing Sherry. It could be Sherry possessing Andrea. Andrea was dead in a lake, but then she kept coming back as visions. Is the kid got super premonition powers? Does Sheriff super premonition powers? Is Andrea, that weird guy at Carnival, does he have powers? You don't know. You just keep it very ambiguous and vague, but enough about that. Nice job, Arrow. Seriously, you've redeemed this, because I was dreading doing next movies. I thought my selections are getting worse and worse, but this is actually really, really, really good. So I do recommend you check this out. I know the pictures of Blu-ray, but it is on our streaming service, so check out if you can. It's good, genuinely good, and also not excessively violent, which is weird. But no, this is good. Definitely watch it.